Welcome to the drivers meeting for Rallycross Fest 2025, our 10th year doing it. I'm Keto. That's Katie.
Yep. Uh, Whether you've done a million rallycrosses or you've done zero, I need you to watch this video all the way through. We're going to talk through everything you need to know, what you can expect for the race weekend. And this is going to not only help you prepare, but help you be in the right place in the right time. The big thing is there is a driver's meeting that is required that we will host both days of the race, but those are going to be really pared down short drivers meetings with just key info of like what may have changed, where you need to park, that sort of thing. So please don't think you can skip this video because you also see driver's meeting on the schedule. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
consider the one on the schedule sort of a driver's update.
A driver's update. Maybe I'll update the schedule so that it says that. And there will be a test.
Yeah,
Don't ask me what it is, but there
yeah.
will be a test.
And consider this the memo that got sent.
Okay, so this video is two parts. This part where you listen to us talk, and then a short video that's linked in the description for how to read rallycross cones. If you have never done a rallycross or you've only done one or two, that's a good video to watch just so you're prepared for that part. You have an email in your inbox with the competitor info, everything you're going to need. Please also read that all the way through. Lots of little details. This is a big event, multiple days, lots going on. And so just taking the time to read through that is going to help you have a better race weekend. So, like I said, 2 days of racing. We will be racing on Saturday, racing on Sunday, two courses. So there's a course, you'll have a course on day one and a different course on day two. The way we move drivers through these courses is as follows. There are two run groups, group one and group two. And then those groups are further broken down into three subgroups, A, B, and C. So you might be in group 1B, and that tells you when you race, when you work, and when you rest. It also tells you what course you will be on. So for example, group one is on course one on day one. Group two is on course two on day one. And then they switch. So you will race a different course on day two. The run group order is ABC in order on Saturday. So 1A, 1B, 1C, or 2A, 2B, 2C. That is the order you run in. On Sunday, this is in your email, but we can still talk about it. On Sunday, the order is BCA. So that way you're not running first both days or whatever. It mixes it up a little bit. There are 3 sessions each day. You will have a race session, a work session, and a rest session. Check the schedule, know when those sessions are. It's up to you to keep track of that. But the one thing that will help you remember is you always rest before you race. That gives you time to make sure you have water and snacks and all the things before you race, but also it makes sure that you have enough time to get in your car and get in grid on time. So you're not going to be rushing to start racing. So we try and set you up for success there.
So there'll be no lunch break. And so you have to, do your food intake during your rest.
Yeah.
That.
Use your rest period as you're fueling and getting yourself ready period.
And also on your rest period, remember that we're going to try to get you to grid early so that when we do a grid change out, everybody's there ready to go.
Yep. Okay. Some reminders for people who do race with us, and this might be new information for people who don't race with us consistently. When your last run happens, you don't drive back to paddock. We have you go back to the grid, line up in your same run order, and wait. We hold everyone until the end of the session. That way, if any reruns are needed or anything like that, you are there in the right place so we can handle that easily. If you've gone back to paddock, it's a lot harder to find you. So come back to grid no matter what. When you're finished racing, we will release you.
If you do go back to grid and there's a rerun that is needed and you are not, or you go back to paddock, sorry, and you're not in grid, and when the rerun is there, it's just the same as if you didn't show up for your run. So you will be given a DNF for that run.
Yep. Okay, course 2. So if you've never been to DirtFish, course 1 is pretty close to the paddock area, easy peasy, line of sight. You know where it is. Course 2 is in the back, a little bit farther away. You can't see it. And we keep racers in the back. You race your session and then you work next. So we keep you in the back from your race to your work session. We don't want you going back to paddock. It takes a lot of time to transit, switch things over, and then get back for your work assignment. So you're rushing and it's not a great experience. So what will happen when you race on course 2 is when you're done racing and grid releases you, they'll actually release you to a separate part of the venue back there, and you will park and you will go work. You have a break in between. There's a 30-minute break, but you won't be driving back to paddock. So we're telling you this because you need to know to bring drinks, food, anything you want with you for working the course. If you want to change your clothes, change your shoes, whatever it might be, bring everything with you to race so that you're also ready to work and you can eat a little bit in between and drink in between.
So just to be clear, you'll be back there for racing
Mhm.
and then working. So bring everything you want for racing and for working, both of them.
Good
right?
clarification.
Yes.
Yeah. Also on course 2, again, the one in the back, there are no U-turns in grid. Say it with me. No U-turns in grid.
No
U-turns in grid. The way we do it is traffic flows one way. So there's
One
sort of
way.
a loop.
Yes.
If you need to go back to paddock when you're racing, you still got to follow that loop. If you forget something in grid and you got to go back to paddock, loop one direction.
Yep. Because what's going to happen is if you do a U-turn, you're going to be meeting competitors who are transiting back on a one-lane blind corner head on.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be quite upset with you if you go back the wrong way.
Mhm.
So please just remember that.
No U-turns.
Yep.
One thing to know is there will be spectators, supporters, drivers, whoever walking along those same roads. And this is true of the entire venue. So keep your speeds very low. There's also dust everywhere. So when you drive even just a smidgy fast, it is dusty as heck. So, and you don't want to dust people out. So just keep it slow, keep it easy. It's safe, keeps the dust down. So, last but not least in this little section is just a reminder to be where you need to be when you're supposed to be there. This is a big event. We will not know if a car is missing from grid, and it is on you to know where you're supposed to be. So we put out a schedule, we communicate with you via text. You can always talk to a neighbor, find other people in your run group that you know, and just make friends.
Put out a lot of signage.
We put out signage, so just be where you need to be. That way you can have a fun weekend.
Yeah, I would suggest that, you take a look ahead of time at the schedule, get familiar with where course A, course B is, where the grids are going to be for course A, course B, and then that way you have the entire picture ahead of time and you're not scrambling last minute trying to figure out where something is.
Yep. Okay, it's race day, or maybe the night before race day. When you get to the gate, you're going to sign a waiver. You are going to be told where to park. Space is tight. We got a lot of folks. This is, like every other year, the biggest event we've ever held. So space is tight. So when you park, be really considerate, be really thoughtful, get close to your neighbors, safely close to your neighbors, don't hit them. But just pack it in.
Yeah, where you see other trailers, that's where you park trailers, where there's people who are just paddocking with just their car. Let's not just drop a trailer in the middle of that. We will try and have some control out there as well, but also common sense is going to go a really long ways.
Yep.
They are not going to want hot cars on the grass. That's something every year is a concern, and it's a fire concern. So if you have your paddock area on the grass somewhere, just remember when you come in from racing, you're going to leave your car on the gravel until it is completely cooled down or you're ready to pull it directly onto the trailer. But we do not want hot cars on the grass because it's going to catch fire. Yes, we have equipment to put it out, but we don't want those fires to begin with. So they will, if you do it, they're going to come to me and then I'm going to have to come to you. So please just don't do it in the first place.
Yep. And that rings true also for the grid area for course 2. It's a pretty long road. It's really wide, but when it starts to get full, it's an easy thought to be like, oh, well, I'll just pull off to the side here. Often pulling off to the side is pulling off in grass. They will come and ask us to clear all the cars off the grass. So just stay parked on gravel or on pavement, please and thank you. Okay, so you've signed a waiver. We told you where to park. You're going to get a wristband. Wear that wristband for the whole weekend, or else we will have you sign another waiver at the gate. What?
Some of them are going to smell pretty good by the end of the week. No, it's just
They're like fluorescent colors, so usually by the end of the weekend, they're just like a brown version of your fluorescent.
but then they glow in the dark.
Yeah. And then you're going to get ready for tech inspection. So I want to use this time to plug. On Friday night, we will have early tech inspection. We think it will go from 5 to 8 p.m. This is in your email, but we will finalize the time as the event gets closer. We need to be mindful of DirtFish's schedule. And so this is a tentative window, 5 to 8 p.m.
Yep.
As we said, this is our biggest group of competitors ever. And getting as many through tech inspection on Friday night as possible will help make race morning so much smoother.
If you can make Friday night, I would highly suggest you do it, because then that means Saturday morning when you show up, you're not dealing with tech. There is going to be a very long line at tech on Saturday, as there always is. And so you will have an opportunity to relax, to go out and walk the courses. You'll have all, when you're sitting in the line, you don't know how long it's going to take. We're certainly hustling to try and get everybody through as quick as we can, but it is what it is, and so you don't want that stress. You're going to do better if you come on Friday, get it taken care of. You show up Saturday, you control your schedule on Saturday, as opposed to being at the mercy of how quickly tech can get through all the cars that showed up before you.
Yep. On Friday.
Do we say you should really get there and do early tech? Okay.
Friday, you will also be able to park your car in paddock. So if you wanted to leave your truck and trailer the night before, I've had a lot of your race car, I've had a lot of requests for that. That would be the time to do it, and you'll be able to park and get your paddock area set up. So also get yourself a VIP spot.
And have gold stars for people who
no gold stars.
Early paddock.
No gold stars.
Early tech, I mean.
Okay, so you go through tech. Come to tech inspection with your driver's license, because then we'll check you in. You will get a sticker, an event sticker, and an event t-shirt. So very important. All right. For those of you who've never gone through tech inspection, what do they need to know? What do we check?
Okay, well, first of all, we would like your car in the condition that you're going to race it in. So in other words, it needs to be empty, no floor mats in there, no duffel bag in the back seat. Please bring it through the way it's supposed to. You have to have your numbers on your car, your stickers on your car, so on and so forth. There'll be a sticker package available for you at tech. But
let's clarify the sticker package. What we have available are the required event stickers. We won't have number stickers.
Yes, packages. We will not have your number on the car, but we will have the stickers that are required to be on the car. So when you get there, we were going to check and make sure that your wheel bearings are in good shape. We're going to shake them down. We're going to make sure you have a good throttle return. We're going to make sure that battery's tied down. Brake pedal is hard. We're going to make sure that your helmet is in date. We're going to make sure that you have your seat belts, all that sort of thing. We're going to check all the safety stuff for you.
We got to make sure your positive battery terminal is covered.
Yep.
That's the most common reason people fail tech. So just
battery cover and the battery itself is tied down well. Those are the number one failures for tech for sure.
The other thing is to have your tow hook installed.
Yes.
And
yes, we would like it. Yeah. If you have one of those cars that has a little tow hook that needs to be screwed in or whatever, please have it screwed in, because if something happens, it just takes a whole lot less time for us to recover you, which means, not getting behind and so on. And just know that, also, as we have it in the rules, that if you, break down twice on course, that's it.
For your day.
Yeah, that's it for your day. We can't just keep recovering cars over and over and over again. And so, if there's two, there's clearly a big issue.
Pretty sure I saw yesterday on Instagram somebody comment that they weren't going to prep their car and just show up and roll the dice. So we're looking at you, whoever made that comment. Okay. After you go through,
I might tow that one to the far side of paddock and let them.
You would never. No. Okay. After tech inspection, you stay in your car, and we have a check-in spot at the end of tech inspection. We check your ID. We make sure it's valid. And then we just confirm your class and your number. And then we give you a stickers and your t-shirt, and that's it. Then you can go walk the course.
That on the back.
Those aren't available.
They cost extra. That's how that works. Okay.
Once you're done with tech and check-in, park your car, go walk the course. Try and get yourself as many course walks as possible. Just great practice. Just some rules about course walking. No wheeled vehicles or wheeled devices on the course for a course walk. It's an unfair advantage. The one obvious exception is if you are a wheelchair user, you are allowed to use your wheelchair. Aside from that, you may ride your bike or ride your scooter or what have you to the course to go walk it. That is fine, but you may not take it out on course.
That is correct.
As we said, course 2 is far away. You may want a bicycle or a scooter or something to get back there because you're going to log a lot of steps, but you can't take it on course. Okay.
Yep.
If you need an accommodation for getting around the course, like you would have expected to have some kind of wheel device, just let us know in advance. We will make a plan for you. What we don't want to see is somebody out there. We don't want to yell at you and have you be like, but wait, I need it. So talk to us in advance, make arrangements.
Yes.
On course 2, did I already say this? Yeah, course 2 is far away. You cannot drive your car to go do your course walk. We field this question a ton on race day, so I'm just saying it now. If you race on course 2, park in paddock and then walk out to course 2 or ride your bike as we discussed. Okay. We will do a driver's meeting at each course. So you will grid your car when grid opens, and then you have a driver's meeting at your course. And so if you race on course 1 on Saturday, your driver's meeting on Saturday will be at course 1. And then on Sunday, when you race on course 2, your driver's meeting will be at course 2.
Will there be one driver's meeting in the morning?
We're reserving the spot on both days in case we have spot to discuss. Was that your question?
Yeah, yep. But we're just doing one driver's meeting or driver's meeting before each session.
One driver's meeting in the morning, not before each session.
Right.
Good clarification.
That will be a question.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you're asking. I'm sorry.
Yes. So that means that if you don't, if your rest session is first in the morning, you still have to be there at the driver's meeting.
Yes.
You know.
I'm glad you said
probably
that.
With a cup of coffee.
Bring your cup of coffee. Yeah. Thank you. So your driver's meeting is the first thing in the morning, regardless of what session you race. Thank you for asking that and for clarifying. Okay. When it is time, we want you to be in grid or at your work assignment. Remember to be on time. Everyone will get a parade lap. You get 1 lap of the course at slow speed. There is a rule for Rallycross Fest because it's such a big event. We have national attendance. You may not, well, hold on. First, you may only see the course 1 time during your parade lap. So if you're a dual driver, for example, you may either drive it once and then your other dual driver may drive it once, or you can drive it and your other dual driver can ride along with you. But you may only get 1 pass of the course during the parade lap.
That is correct.
Did I say that clear enough?
Yep. And you also cannot ride along in any course you have not already raced.
Yep.
So if you're the first one to drive course 1, for example, and then you worked and then your rest session is in the afternoon, well, you can ride along on course 1.
On course 1 only.
Yep. If you have not ridden on or driven course 2 competitively yet, then you cannot ride along.
Yeah, think of it this way. You may not go for ride-alongs until you've completed competition on that course. Okay. Yeah,
it is undue advantage of actually seeing the course ahead of time.
And then on Sunday, we'll have our 3 race sessions. And at the end of the day, we do a big award ceremony. So we have our podium, we have champagne. So start practicing your techniques now. It's really embarrassing to not get the cork off in time or
misfire.
Oh, get the cork coming off too soon. That's all very awkward. So anyway, awards on Sunday night. Even if you don't believe that you're going to be on the podium, stick around, celebrate your friends, celebrate the competition. This is a super fun event. Like we said, 10th anniversary. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Practice that champagne. You do not want the nickname trigger.
Okay. So it's race time. Like we said, the course is marked with cones, and we have a video you can watch about how to read those cones. If you hit a cone, there's a 2-second penalty. If you go around the wrong side of a cone, it's a 10-second penalty. Your time for the day is all of your lap times added up, plus all of your penalties. So there's no dropped runs. And the goal is to have the lowest time in your class.
Yeah. And just remember, if you have a gate where there's 2 cones, it's double time.
Well, that was 4 cones, 2 on each side.
Yeah, 2 on each side.
Yeah.
Or, you have two, so whatever. It's double. Or if there's 3, it's triple. Just remember that. It's very unlikely that there will not be a double cone anywhere.
So
during
you're
Rally
saying it
Fest.
is likely there will be a double cone.
Almost certain.
Ooh, almost certain. Okay.
Almost certain.
Okay, lastly on that front, we have local Wi-Fi for each course. We'll have a sign with instructions on how to connect to the local Wi-Fi so you can check your lap times for the course you're on. We will then combine the two courses scores after the race and post a full meal deal so you can compare against other people that aren't in your class.
Yeah.
All right.
One other thing. If you have a spare helmet, this
Oh.
is a great event to bring it. We do a lot of ride-alongs.
Mhm.
We have the helmets that we have,
Mhm.
and then after that we run out.
Mhm.
My restriction last year for getting people in cars was the number of helmets that
Mhm.
were available.
Mhm.
So if you have a spare helmet and you want to do ride-alongs, you want to, scare the bejesus out of some people, then bring it. And let us know. And at least I know on my course, I'll get people shoved in
Mhm.
cars. I'm sure
Yeah.
Katie and Drew will also. Yeah, we'll get some
We haven't talked about this,
new
but
people.
if you're going to be loaning your helmet out, like what Keto just described, grab a piece of blue tape and put your name on it. That way, if someone absentmindedly sets it down or comes and hands it to us, we know who to get it back to. We want to be sure
Yeah.
these are returned to
Yeah,
people.
I usually have a pretty good idea who's
Mhm.
who's,
Mhm.
throughout the day, but
Yeah, just throw your name
that'd
on
be
it.
pretty smart.
Yeah, that'd be great. We have 7 helmets, but we go through those so fast at big events like this. So,
Yes.
okay, onward. It's race time.
Onward.
You're at the line.
Oh, hopefully you have your helmet on.
Hey, that's your first bullet point. Have your helmet on.
And your passenger too.
Passenger also needs to have it.
And with the chin strap.
Yep.
Tight,
Yep.
right?
Your passenger knows it.
Cigarette needs to be put out.
You shouldn't be smoking in general. Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
hey, I've seen people go down course with a cigarette before.
All right.
It's not new. You need to have seatbelts on. You need to have the window up. You're allowed a 1-inch crack wherever there's a person. So a driver's window for sure has to be up. If you have a passenger, it has to be up too. Otherwise, they can be down if you like all the dust and whatnot. And so it's your choice. It's,
Yep.
your deal. Passenger cannot be holding anything. No phone, no cameras, no Slurpees. With the exception if you have co-driver, you can hold a small notepad. You got notes. Please hang on to that. But other than that, nothing else in the car.
And
It's your responsibility. You are pilot in command. This is your cockpit. You're in charge. You take the punishment because if they are, we're going to red flag you out on course, tell you to put the stuff away, get you going again, and then it's a DNF for that run. That kind of puts you out of it. So just make sure your passenger. If passenger doesn't want to listen to you, just let us know and we'll make the passenger listen to you or get out.
What should you do if you come across a cone down on course?
You should say hallelujah and praise God because you have a straight line to go right through it. So you have a choice. You can stop and you can point to the cone, make sure you get eye contact with a course worker to get back on your pony because there's going to be another car coming behind you hot, right? Or you can pretend that cone didn't exist because it's on the ground, laid down on its side and doesn't count against you. So you might have a straighter line. However, once you get to the next gate, your choice is already made. So if you didn't stop, don't come to us later and say, oh, that cone was down. Do I get a rerun? Because you didn't stop and point to it. So that is what you're allowed to do if cone is down.
Yep. What do you do if you see a red flag waving as you're driving?
Well, you come to a stop as quickly as you can. There's no need to lock up. You don't need to skid off course or anything like that. And you just wait for a course worker to come up and tell you what to do. In other words, they may come up and say, go at parade speed or cut through there back to start. But please be patient. If the red flag ahead of you is something more serious, somebody went off course or there's a concern for safety or something like that, we are going to deal with that first, as we should. And then we will get to you as quickly as we can, but we do take it in order of importance. So just be patient. Somebody will come up, tell you what to do, give you some direction, and then follow those directions.
Yep. We talk about mechanical / timeouts.
Yeah, so you have one per day mechanical timeout. You can take it for any reason. You can do it for a D bead, or you can do it for mechanical, or you can just do it for a personal issue. I don't know, maybe you're no, I mean seriously, you could be overheating and need some water or something like that. So you can take a 10-minute timeout. If you get a D bead the first time, we will red flag you and we will give you a chance at a rerun. So you will have 10 minutes then, which you will take your 10-minute for to fix your tire. The second time you will be assigned a DNF. You'll be given a red flag anytime you have a D bead out on course, as long as we can catch it. There has been a few that happen like a corner or two before finish, and cars finish before you can shut it down. And that's just the way it happens, force majeure. But we will try and shut you down on DB. So if you see somebody with a DB, please red flag them. Course workers, yes. But we will stop you and shut you down. We don't want that. The car's already listing to one side. The tire, or I'm sorry, the wheel itself can dig in and promote a rollover. Plus, we don't want you running over our finish cable and cutting it. So again, you get 10 minutes for mechanical. You have to tell either somebody in grid or timing that you're taking the 10-minute. It starts from when you are supposed to be at the start line. That is when your 10-minute starts. So if you're not sure, you should tell them that you're going to take your 10 minutes. If you get back in line before it's your turn to race, the 10 minutes will not be used and it will still be available to you.
Yep.
Okay. But if you don't tell them and you don't make it back into line on time, you will be assigned a DNF because you will have missed your run. So that's how that works.
At timing, we have a system. So grid radio's over and tells us so-and-so is going to take their 10 minutes. We make a note, and when it's your turn to be at the line, we start the timer then. If you're at the line when you're supposed to be there, there's no timer to start.
That's right.
If you come back and say, I'm back for my 10 minutes, but your timer has run out, then we tell you, too bad, you were too slow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Pop quiz. It's a 2-day event. How many 10-minute / mechanicals do you get?
In total, you get 2.
1 per day.
Yep, one
Okay.
per day.
So think about them like per course. You can take a mechanical.
That's right.
Okay, you passed. And if someone asks us that question, we will know you did not watch this video all the way through. Okay.
Litmus test.
Yeah. So that's everything, maybe almost everything you need to know about racing and race day. Let's talk a bit about course working, because that is a huge portion of your day. Most important thing you need to know is that your work assignment is required both days. So if you, let's say your car breaks on Saturday, our expectation and hope is that you stick around for Sunday. Now, we have had people in the past ask for exceptions in that particular scenario. But if we have a ton of breakdowns, and all of a sudden we don't have enough course workers. So remember, your coursework is part of your commitment to the event. If you're a captain, that becomes even more important. So please, if you get sick, if you can't come, or if something happens, please communicate with us early so we know we need to reassign a captain. On that note, you will get your work assignments during race week. So they'll be emailed out to you in advance. So you don't know them now, but you will know them. Your work assignment will be the same number, the same assignment both days, but on a different course. So remember, we said you race, like if you race course 1 on Saturday, you race course 2 on Sunday. Let's say you're at Comm Station 5. On day 1, you'll work Comm Station 5 on course 1. And on day 2, you'll work Comm Station 5 on course 2. So you're just always going to perform your work assignment in the same course where you raced. The number of your work assignment will remain the same though.
So will this be litmus test number 2? That if they come and ask what comm station they'll be at, does that mean that they didn't read your email?
Depends. How clear was I when I just explained that? Okay, when you're out on course, you must wear an orange vest. You can bring your own, or we provide them, but you must wear an orange vest. No yellow, no pink, no other colors, orange. It's how we know who's who, like who's a course worker versus media. You need to be on your feet at all times unless we're taking a tractor or a water break. Being on your feet, make sure that you are able to react quickly and get out of the way should you need to. You need to have your eyes on the course and your eyes on the cars at all times. So that means no phones, no cameras, no getting too involved in chit-chatting with your neighbor. Like you're there to work.
Yeah, no back to course, please. I often see people facing each other, which means that one of the two of you is going to have your back at course, where there's a car running hot,
Yeah.
at some point. And I would rather the both of you face the cars as they move through the course. And then that way you can also keep track if they've hit anything in real time.
That's coming next. Your job as a course worker is to know which cones you're responsible for. So you're going to work with the other people at your station. You're going to have a captain, but you need to know which cones you're responsible for. If a cone gets hit, you need to get that cone back exactly where it was. So if you need to use a stick or a rock or something placed off course as your guide for where a cone should be, that's great. You can also pace out the distance between cones, like how many steps between them. But keep in mind, your work out on course is what keeps the integrity of the design of the course. If we let a slalom shift or get closer together or farther apart, or if we shift cones over to the left, suddenly you might be creating an unsafe element without intending to. And so just understand the importance of this work assignment that you have.
Yeah, often elements are designed to slow people down in areas specifically to make it safer. But also, one of the things I often see is the cones walking in the slalom. Let me tell you something. I do a slalom whenever I set up a slalom. It's always a very straight line, unless I do it on the banana curve, but it's always going to be all perfectly the same distance apart. So when you walk up and look at the end of a slalom and the cones are not all in a straight line, it means that they're not all in the right place. It's pretty clear with that part.
Yep. You'll have a captain, like I said. Captains are responsible for coordinating their corner and then coordinating with the corner next to them. So just follow any of their directions. Be sure to listen to them. They'll let you know how they want you to signal cones and gates to them. So just work with your captain to make sure you know what's expected. Captains, your responsibility is first and foremost to have the red flag that's in your bucket on you in your hands at all times. We want you to have it rolled up, but you need to have it with you at all times, because if we call a red flag over the radio and you have to run back to your bucket and go get the flag and then run back to the spot, like it's too late. And so just for safety and controlling the course, you must have your red flag on you at all times. Similarly, your radio needs to be in a place where you can hear it, even with like cars going by. I know some cars are loud, but ultimately you need to be able to hear it. So
Ethan promised me that his car would be quieter for this.
Ethan did promise that his car would pass sound check.
I have very good expectations that's going to happen.
So I clip my radio to my shirt, so I can hear it. You can clip it to your vest. Just have a plan so you can hear your radio. Make sure the volume's all the way up. We want you listening to the radio at all times. When someone hits a cone, your responsibility as the captain is to make sure the cone gets back where it was. There's a worker that will do that. And then you need to radio to us. Our radio calls sound like COM 1, car 123, 1 cone, or COM 1, car 123, 1 gate. Say it quickly, say it concisely, and get off the airwaves. Be sure that you're waiting for clear airwaves before you start talking, because if 2 people hit the radio button at the same time, we hear 0 people. The other thing about radio calls is if you have a red flag situation at your corner, we really need you to follow these directions. We need a quick and clear description of what is going on. So for example, let's say you have somebody with a D bead, COM 5, I have a D bead, red flag, COM 5. Just very quickly tell us what's going on. If you have a car go off course, COM 5, I have a car off course, red flag, COM 5, car off course. We need to know what's happening in addition to the red flag, because that tells us how to control the rest of the course. If you have somebody catching someone, we handle that differently than if you have somebody go off course versus somebody having a D bead. So all of those tell us what to do. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We're doing our best to let people finish that aren't affected by that red flag. So there's a D bead at COM 2.
Yes.
We don't want a full course red flag because the person at COM 5 getting ready to finish isn't affected by it. So we'll just let them finish instead of having them needing to do a rerun.
Yep.
Often we can't see where some comm stations are, so we're counting on you to let us know what's going on.
Yep. Okay, 2 more responsibilities for captains. 1, well, and this is kind of for everyone, but spectators. At DirtFish, it is easy for spectators to find fun little paths out to the course. They're just trying to get a good look. They're not doing anything mischievous, but we still need to get them out of there and get them back to safety quickly. So your job as a course worker and as a captain is to clearly and kindly ask them to turn around and go back where they came from, as long as that seems safe. There's probably a scenario where that wouldn't make sense, but just we need them to safely go back to where they were. We have designated spectator areas. And so if they're out on the course where you are, they're probably not in the right spot. There will also
go ahead.
Oh, there will also be media folks out there in yellow vests. So remember, course workers wear orange, media is yellow. They have had by the time they're out there, they've had their own safety talk. We've met with them. However, if you see someone doing something that you feel is very unsafe, let's just err on the side of caution. We don't want anyone getting hurt. And so again, kindly but clearly just say like, hey, you are laying in the middle of the road. I think that's a bad idea, or whatever it might be. They are also instructed to listen to course workers. So if they hear you say, hey, you're in an unsafe spot, their guidance should be to get the heck out of there.
Yep. We do tell them that if a course worker tells them they're in an unsafe spot, that is because they're in an unsafe spot.
Yep.
And that they need to move.
Yep.
And they're not to be like kneeling or laying down or any of that sort of nonsense where they can't get up and run. We are going to have a lot of media. Some of them are newer. And even though we have a talk with them, sometimes words go here and they come right back out here. And I don't think they go and process in here.
There's a lot of information to take in.
It is. It's a lot. It's a lot. But we also are really keen on safety. So if they've missed something, then we need to help them get that process.
Whether it is a spectator or a media person or I don't know what else, if you have anybody who is in an unsafe spot and not a skydiver, that has happened, who's not listening and you need help, just radio to us. We will come handle it. We are not interested in having you do some big conflict de-escalation. Like we will take care of everything. Right. Usually everyone is just out there to have a good time. So if you just ask them to leave or move, they will. It's not.
Often they don't. Often they don't know. Yeah. I've seen people come down from the upper lot, back corner, like through the woods, and be like, "Hey, can't go." Oh, well, how do you get down? Be like, the road.
Last thing about course working is wild animals. There are those at DirtFish. We've had elk and coyotes, and is that it? I think elk. No, they're not elk.
We've had elk. Anyway, deer, a coyote.
The punchline is,
and then a dog off leash.
We had a dog get out. The punchline is, we also don't want to hurt the animals. We don't want the animals to hurt the cars. If we need to have a red flag because there's a deer on course, if we need to chase a dog off, whatever we need to do, same protocols apply. Just keep your eyes open and be aware.
Yeah, they the deer and animals tend to happen in the back area. And so it is good if you see some deer heading towards course to let us know. We will try and make them turn around and go the other direction if at all possible. But it's good to know if you see them coming.
Yep. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the elements. So usually we've had some weird weather this year, just generally, but usually this event is hot and it feels hotter at the venue than it does in the rest of the area. And
you're baking in a bowl.
You're just baking in a dusty bowl. So there's not a lot of shade, even though there's a lot of trees. Trust me, you won't have shade. So plan accordingly. The things we recommend are hats, long sleeves, long pants, lightweight long sleeves and long pants so you can stay cool but cover your skin, sunscreen, more water than you could possibly imagine. Trust me, you'll be happy to have more water than you need. Don't forget about electrolytes though. When you sweat, it's kind of salty. So think Gatorade, Noon tablets, liquid IV, whatever it might be. Don't forget to eat when you're hot. Sometimes you don't feel like eating. So just have all that with you when you go out to work course. You can have it in a bag. You can have it in a small cooler. It has to be like in a safe spot off of course, but bring it all with you.
You can bring like a backpack with you and put it in a safe place. And then go retrieve water from there. Just take your garbage out with you.
It's a 2-day event. And so if you think about like, oh, if on day 1 you get dehydrated or sunburned or you don't eat enough, day 2 you're going to feel terrible. The hangout, you're going to feel awful. So take care of yourself throughout the weekend so you can have a fun weekend.
Yeah, don't spend it all on day 1.
Yeah. And don't be like what's the word? Uncautious on day 1 and then pay for it on day 2. Is sort of where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought. Oh, it's dusty. So a word of advice, goggles or good glasses that cover your eyes, especially if you wear contacts, just protect your eyes. And then a mask or like a buff, like a gaiter will go a long way. You'll be so happy you have it. It's kind of hot and sweaty in there, but also it will help keep things clear. We will have some Northwest Rally buff gaiters with the new logo available at the merch tent. So they're $10. They're pretty cheap. So grab one, trust me. Or two. They really help a ton. Okay. Whew, that was everything about work assignments. We are getting to the end, folks. Let's just do some housekeeping, some random things. Ready?
I'm ready.
When you are at DirtFish, you're going to drive slow. You are not going to speed. You are not going to do donuts, no hooning, no riding with people on top of your car. Just like be good ambassadors, please and thank you. When you're coming and going from the venue, same thing. Like just keep in mind that we're representing not only our brand, but the DirtFish brands. We want to behave. And as Nate always says, the police know when our days wrap up and they keep that in mind.
Yes. So. Dogs on leashes.
Yes.
Well, all animals. We have had goats and cats, but they all need to be on leashes.
Yeah, everybody needs to be on a leash and you need to pick up after them. Yes. I just told you how hot Rallycross Fest can be. Please have a humane plan for your animal while you're racing. You're not going to be able to leave them in your car unless you can leave the AC on. You're not going to be able to leave them tied up outside. So just have a plan and make sure they're taken care of too. Pay attention to signs, pay attention to where you can and cannot go. Like we said, one way and on course 2, we'll have signs where things are, but just be really careful. You can drop your car in advance, like we talked about. Friday night, probably 5 to 8 p.m. You can also leave it overnight, Saturday to Sunday. We have to be cleared out Sunday night, so you can't leave things until Monday, but there's no need to like take your vehicle on Saturday night in between the race days. As we've talked about, spectators are allowed, spectators are encouraged. There is no charge to attend. So invite your friends, invite your family. It's a really fun weekend. We will have food trucks. We will have a coffee truck. So be sure to support them. That's Cleo. Be sure to support them. And if the coffee truck is there or the food truck is there, just be sure to give them some business. However, warning. One year it was over 100 degrees and all the food trucks failed, all of them. And so my recommendation is to always have a backup plan for lunch and snacks and drinks, because if they don't show up, you don't want to have been counting on them and you won't have time to go get food necessarily. So if they're there, support them, but also have a backup plan. We talked about sunscreen, we talked about water, we talked about snacks, we talked about how dusty it's going to be. So you have no excuses. You won't be surprised. Just a reminder, there's no camping at DirtFish. So we do have to vacate the property and lock it up when we leave on Friday night and Saturday night. So you have to stay elsewhere, but your things can stay. Lastly, this is a venue rental for us has tripled in price. It has gone way up. And we didn't pass all of that on to you all because we still want to, I mean, we know this is an expensive event to attend anyway. So we didn't want to pass all that on. So our promotion to all of you is just to let you know that we'll have our merch tent there. The merch tent will have all manner hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts for sale. If you've been wanting to get a Northwest Rally t-shirt, if you've been wanting to get a fresh little shirt with a fresh little logo, like this is the event to do it. So that helps us offset some of the costs of running the race. And we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, very much.
On a different note, Monster Energy will be on site. They're going to have a little booth setup situation and they will be giving away Monster Energy. And I think they're going to have some merch and stuff. So they love.
So we don't want to hear anyone say, oh, I'm tired. We got Monster Energy and a coffee truck.
That's true.
Ooh.
It's going to be fun.
We're going to have a lot of caffeinated individuals out there.
But be sure to stop by, chat with them. I think they love to take pictures of people with the cans. So just, yeah, hang out, have a good time.
Yes.
Buy some merch.
Yes.
All right. With that,
Yeah.
If you are watching this video because you are subscribed to our YouTube videos or something like that, but you haven't gotten your competitor email, send us an email. If you email us, if our emails were previously going to spam, that usually fixes the issue. So our email address is info@nwrallyassociation.com. Send us a note. If you have any questions, if you need anything leading up to the race,
or just want to send us money.
We actually won't accept if you just send us money.
Yeah, no, what do you want to see? We absolutely will. What do you mean? Especially, no, here's how you do it. So you send us money, no cash, no return address.
My goodness gracious. Okay, anyway,
Got you.
if you need anything before race day, we are here to help. We are happy to answer your questions. Just know that by like Wednesday of race week, we are pretty bogged down. So get your questions in early.
Yeah.
Like we're here to help, but like we're a tiny team of
Yeah,
two.
by Friday, there's a real good chance.
I said Wednesday.
Yeah.
Friday I won't respond. I put up an out of office response.
Friday it'll be a no
So,
go.
Check your email, read everything we sent. Thank you for watching this all the way through. If you made it this far, you get a gold star from our hearts. So thanks. We are looking forward to a really fun event. We're so stoked to be back.
I personally would have given you a tangible gold star.
You don't have a tangible gold star.
I can get one at Office Max.
Okay. With that, we're going to call it a day. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for all your hard work in making this event run smoothly. We can't wait to see you all. Drive safe getting there. See you soon.